The clock is ticking. Sequence 61. Matilda was sitting on the floor crying. Her heart had just been shattered into a million tiny pieces. It was no secret that Christina hated her with a passion, but she would never have imagined that her little sister would go this far. What wrong had she done for her to deserve such cruelty from her family? "You will get sick, my child, please calm down," Auntie Debbie said, gently rubbing her back. "Auntie, what have I ever done to Chrissy?" "I don't blame Chrissy, I blame my sister for raising her the way she did. My sister spoiled that girl too much. What should I do now?" she asked in between sobs. "Christina and Thomas must pay for what they have done. We have to report them to the police tomorrow morning." "Want that cause chaos? What is Mum going to say?" "Just forget about your mother. I love Christina despite her bad behavior, but she has to face the consequences of her actions." "I agree with Auntie Debbie. They must all pay for the harm they have caused." "I don't think you are safe in this house. Possibility is that they could be working with other people, so you need to shift," Auntie Debbie said. "I think you are right. I will talk to Chard tomorrow so he can help me find a new apartment." "And speaking of Chard, have you two talked about the way forward of your relationship? Have you talked about the baby?" "No," she shook her head. "Auntie Maddie, you are pregnant," Tess exclaimed. "Ah, congratulations, I am happy for you." "Thank you, hun. How is Trinity? What has been happening around here?" "Trinity is fine. A lot has been going on here." "Tell me about it." Before she could even start talking, they heard the sound of the baby crying. "I will check on her." Auntie Debbie stood up. Tess looked at Maddie surprised. "Whose baby?" "Vanessa's." "Ah, she finally gave birth." "Yes, though she is in coma." "How?" "Let me get you a plate of food and then I can tell you all about it." "Okay." He awoke to a blazing sunshine streaming through his bedroom window. He rolled out of bed and headed to the bathroom. He showered and stepped back into his room. He had a meeting with some international dignitaries. He wore a charcoal gray suit with a taupe shirt underneath, and just as he was tying his shoelaces, there was a loud knock on the door. The knock was too loud. It sounded like someone was trying to bash down the door. He finished tying the laces and hurried for the door. He had no idea who was knocking like that in the morning. As far as he was concerned, he was expecting any visitors. He opened the door. Emma stood at his doorstep. She had 2 suitcases by her side and Theo in her hands. "Daddy!" Theo excitedly exclaimed. He gestured for his father to carry him. Chard got Theo from his mother and kissed his forehead. "Hey chump," he said, "how are you?" Excited, he responded. He put the boy down and told him to enter into the house so he could talk to Emma. "What's going on?" he asked, glancing at the suitcases then back at her. "Theo and I are moving in," she said. "Moving into where?" he asked, confused. "Moving into the house with you." "Why would you move into my house?" "Because we are meant to be," she said. "Excuse me. I am tired of waiting for you to realize that you and I are meant to be together. I can't wait any longer." "Are you okay?" "Never been better. If this is a joke, I am seriously not in the mood for this. I have to go for work, so I would appreciate if you left." "Chard, are you kicking me out?" "Yes. But why? I thought you loved me." "I love you as a friend and you know it. I am in love with Maddie. She is carrying my child and we are getting married." "What?" she asked, looking at him intently, hoping he would say he was joking. "Maddie is having my child and I am planning on marrying her. I don't want to mess things up with her, Salive." "What happens to me and your child?" she asks. Her face changes. Gone is the warm expression. In its place was a rage he could almost taste. "I love Theo a lot and Maddie loves him too. He is free to come here whenever he wants to. He is my son and that won't change when I marry another woman. I will never allow another woman to raise my son," she said, raising the pitch of her voice. "You have no choice but to accept. Theo and I come as a pair. If you don't want me, then I am sorry you can't have him," she says. The anger seemed to drain out of her as quickly as it had come, replaced by a deep hurt. "I don't like it when she is hurting, but I am just being honest with her. Aren't you supposed to be getting married?" "Well, I dumped my fiancé because I thought you would ask me to marry you," she said, tears flooding her eyes. "Why would you assume I was going to marry you?" "Theo," She called out loudly, ignoring my question. Yes, Ma. He came out. Let's go. Are you crying, Mama? He asked. She quickly wiped her tears and shook her head. No, I am not. Come on, let's go back home. But you said we are gonna be staying with Dad. Dad doesn't want us. Oh, Emma. Theo looked at his dad, shook his head and walked towards his mother. It's just you and I against the world, he said. Are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you? Chard harshly said. You made a choice, Chard. You choose another woman and her child over us. It's fine. He stood defeated as he watched them walk away. He could see the hurt in his son's face. He couldn't understand why Emma was using his son against him, but if she wanted to play it like this, he would sue her for custody. Asterisk 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 asterisk. So Maddie is pregnant? Thomas asked Emma, taking a long sip from his bottle of beer. Yes, Chard himself confirmed it. I said it, Christina exclaimed. I should have made my own plan without getting involved with the two of you. Shut up. I am trying to think. Thomas snapped at her. This is seriously fucked up. I think we should just accept defeat. Maddie has won. Emma said she hasn't won. Chrissy said that fool Andrew ruined our plans. Why did he have to kidnap Trini just when we were about to execute the last part of our plan? I hope his miserable body rots in hell. Silence. They were startled by a knock at the door 5 minutes later. Who the heck could that be? Thomas walked up to the door as the two ladies closely followed him. He was shocked to find two policemen standing at his doorstep. Officers, he said, managing a weak smile. You will all have to come with us to the police station for question, one of the officers said. But for you will ask all that when we get to the station. Move it, he said harshly. As soon as Maddie reported the case, they arrested Max and took him down to the station to be tortured, forcing him to confess their numerous crimes. We should know why we are going to the station, officer. Emma said. You must be Emma, right? She shook her head. And you are Chrissy? He asked Chrissy. Yes. You are Thomas. The three of you are needed at the station in connection to a kidnapping of one Miss Tess and the attempted murder of Jericho. Holy crap, Chrissy said. Let's go. Asterisk asterisk.